Hello and welcome to CineTracer 2 version 0.2.0. This is a rather large update to the system. Saves from the previous version of the game will not open correctly. They are available as a beta branch, the earlier version, that you can use if you want to still open those ones. Enough has changed that this is pretty much the new 101 tutorial, so it might be a little bit on the longer side. So here we are. This is where you should be starting, is in this hub map. And you can use mouse and keyboard, but I am using controller. I am going to hit start on my controller. And it is RBLB to move around up here. But to actually change and see inputs for a controller, we need to switch that there and then save it. And we're going to then see our controller instructions on screen. So to the left, getting started here, are 4 maps. We can see a psych wall, a bedroom, a living room, and a dining room. If you've been using some of the earlier builds, these should be familiar. But the new one down here is the dining room. And that's the one we're going to go check out today and kind of do a refresher on how CineTracer 2 works. So we're going to walk up to this, hit X, and we are magically transported inside. We'll look at this control board in a second, but what we're looking at is a bit of an office, then a dining room, and then a bathroom. And the big difference from the earlier maps is that these have ceilings and that there are lights pre-lighting these rooms here. That is somewhat new. Above us is an array of space lights. Those are generally good to turn on and leave on. But if you do want it to be moodier, more contrasty, darker, you can turn them off. And these are not labeled correctly right now, but if you work your way through these, each one of these will turn on a different light. And with one that's on, like this one, this will change its color temperature right here. So work your way through these and figure out which ones you want to keep on. There are some people that use this game that really just want to use it for quick storyboarding, and they may not want to add their own lights. This is pretty much built for that. And if you want to light it yourself, I mean, those ones you might leave on, you can turn these off and then add lights yourself. So for instance, we will keep those off in there and we will add lights there. So on controller, we're going to hit start to go into our inventory. I believe it's tab on controller. And we're going to hit A to spawn an actor. It does take some time for them to load in. So if we want to move this actor, we're going to hit RB. And then we move our right joystick and our left joystick to move. We can kind of aim where they're going. If we use D-pad right and left, they will rotate. What's new in this version of the game, however, is if you see one of these glowing triangles and you hover over it, the actor will just snap to that piece of furniture. So this is our actor posing system. We'll put them there. And you'll see that once they're on there, there are different choices of poses that fit that situation. There's going to be more of these, but this is the first version of it today. So I'm going to put our actor in this middle chair, and I'm going to choose the on the phone pose and then hit RB to drop. That'll be left click on PC. To edit them, this is a bit of a wild menu. We're working on making this a little bit easier, but I'm going to just cycle through to a shorter haircut here. We can change our facial hair. It's a little dark. We do not have a very large selection of clothing. That is something that I will be building out. And here we could then further change the pose of the metahuman / actor, but I'm going to leave him just like he is because he's sitting in his chair very nicely. So this scene's a bit dark. We've turned off the overhead light. Let's add some light. We're going to hit start again and look at some of the new equipment that we have here, like this boom. It spawns out just like the actor is floating. Going to hit RB to start moving it, and it's very much the same process of hitting D-pad, rotating, and we're just going to put it right there. So next we're going to attach a light. I'm going to take this LED light here. Again, it spawns out. We're going to RB. And now if you hover over the light stand, it may be hard to see it's attached to the end of it. And we should be able to attach it like this as well. Now we want to edit this light, and this is a new UI down here. This is moving back and forth with the D-pad. And we're going to hit A to select it. Now we're going to be able to choose a modifier. It's a little bright right now. We'll go with this one here. B to get out, B to get out, and here we are. We can hover the boom now, and these are the 3 different options or parameters that we have, and we're going to change the stand's height and bring it up. So instead of using the built-in kind of like house practical light, we've replaced it with a movie light. This is a junior boom on a 2-riser junior stand. This is not the most realistic way of using this. That would be pretty unsafe. We'll be building menace arms and other grip equipment. So again, not being used here particularly realistically. However, this is still, generally something that might happen. So we've added a light, we've attached it to a boom, there's stands, there's a new goalpost, there's a bunch of new stuff, and we've turned that light on. There's more parameters up there if you want to go up there and edit and work your way through those, but that is the general workflow. Something in this map is an interactive door that should be saving with the shot. What is a shot, you might ask, if you haven't seen the other tutorials? We're going to load up a camera dolly. We're going to make a new camera soon after this. This is just our first one. And it's a bit of a vehicle, and it should drive like, certain vehicles would in other video games. However, ours has a camera inside of it, so we're just going to roughly get in place here. Then I'm going to hit X, and we are now looking through the camera, and it's a little bright. How do we make this less bright? I'm using the right joystick to pan, RT, LT to go up and down, and the controls are written on the left there. So I'm going to make my way over in the menu. I'm going to hit A to ISO, or exposure index in this case, and we're going to bring this down to about 100, and then get out. I'm going to choose format. We're going to change that to anamorphic because it's fun, and then zoom in a little bit, kind of reframe. If we right click, it will try to autofocus. Not everything has the right hitbox yet though. So in the case that you can only get it somewhat right, you can actually change the focus here manually. It will take kind of a long time though. So try to autofocus first. Now that we're here, we like this shot. What do? We're going to hit Y to save it as a screenshot, or enter on PC, or on keyboard rather. And that's going to save that screenshot, this scene, basically to your My Documents folder / CineTracer. That is where those files should be going if you want to make a storyboard in an app like Photoshop or any design app, or just email the director or whoever on set the screenshots from this. I'm going to hit B to get out, and this is our first setup. Next, I'm going to come pick up the metahuman, and for no reason, really, I'm just going to move him here, and I'm going to introduce one new actor. It does take a second for her to load in, and see if we can't line something up over here. Place her there, and we can change her haircut. Again, not a ton of clothing options, but we'll be adding more in time. I'm going to change to pants, and the ones we have, clothing options, there's a little bit of popping out stuff. And in this case, because they're not attached to furniture, we could manually change their pose here. There aren't that many yet, however, but that is something we'll be adding many of as time goes on. And there we have it. Another actor placed in the scene. We could change the lighting, but it kind of seems fine. But maybe we'll just do like a little change, really, for not much reason. Let's switch it to the softbox. Softboxes can have grids added. And maybe it's a little bit bright, and we can change its intensity and bring it down a little bit like this. So pretty similar scene, a little bit new. We're going to go into the camera again. I'll change the framing slightly, and I'm going to hit Y to create our second shot. And let's get out. So that is the primary workflow. We're taking things out of the inventory system. If it's an actor, they can snap to furniture or be free place. We can bring out light stands and attach lights to them, and then change the properties of those lights to make the scene that we want. We photograph them for now from our one and only camera dolly. So what if we want to see those other shots that we've made and kind of go through the different setups? We now have shown here on the left, bottom left, is shot list, is the up D-pad, or I believe it's B on the keyboard, and we get this menu. This menu is a work in progress. You can move during it like this, but what we can do now is choose previous shot and then execute that, and it's going to load the first shot that we made. This UI is a little bit hard to read, but you can see on the right, it says shot 1 of 2. We're going to go forward. This is shot 2 of 2. So we can make as many setups as we want and just load through them. These screenshots of the top right, again, being loaded from your My Documents / CineTracer folder. If we want to save this project, which is basically saving all those shots, we can't use the controller only. I will call this version 2 or version 0.2.0 demo. Have to hit enter, and then we have to hit save project. That will save this project so that you can reload it. Let's see if that's actually working. So we would be all done here. You could immediately quit the game if you wanted to from here. Or the way that this works, we'll take the long way around. It's over there. If you find this box for now is our portal, and this will take us back to our hub room. Now, technically, I wouldn't do it. You can load this scene right now in here, but I wouldn't do that. I'm not sure that that actually would work very well. You're not supposed to be able to. Eventually, you won't be able to. You can actually load that scene in any of these. Eventually, we will sort the save files by which map you've saved it in. But for the time being, remember where you saved your maps. Maybe name it dining room for now. We'll go back into this dining room. We'll see that it's empty. The lights have reset. There's actually lights behind the windows too that you can go edit. But we're going to go to shot list. We're going to go to load. And we are going to load this project in. Might take a second depending on the speed of your computer. And you will see that we are back, able to work on our project. We can go to the 2 of 2 shot. It loads it in. You can then go back into the camera and keep adding shots. For now, that is how projects and shots work in CineTracer 2. And we've moved some hotkeys around. Things are a little bit different. We tried to make this a little bit simpler and have identified some core systems that we'd like to just make as good as possible. This has been a UI update and a backend system update as well for performance and just hopefully making it work a little bit smoother. At the moment, you cannot delete shots, you cannot delete projects, and you cannot delete objects in the game. Those are possibly coming in the next update or within this version 0.2 version of the game, where we're going to start working on those things. But the goal up until now has been getting, the visual quality to this point and designing the core systems, which we've just gone over. So that wraps it up for this update here. Check out the new the boom. Check out the goalpost. And in all of the sets, you might find that there is new furniture that is able to pose the metahumans / actors for you. You'll see that there's some over here at the desk. It's kind of cool. A couple of different poses there. They don't work great for the female model just yet. We have to make her specific animations. And we're going to hit RB to put her on the onto the chair there. So go check out the other locations, try posing some of the actors, adding some lights, taking screenshots, and now with our dedicated hotkey, checking out the shot list and loading those setups. And then also go check out your My Documents / CineTracer folder. That is where your screenshots are being saved, and you can go make yourself a storyboard and a graphic app. That wraps it up for this update, and I will see you on the next one.